Hey everybody, David Nelson, real estate agent with REMAX Advantage Plus in the beautiful city of Lakeville, Minnesota. I am going over our home buying 101. I get questions all the time from buyers asking where do they start, what's the process, what's going to put them in the best position to get the home of their dreams. So I put together this wonderful and very visually stimulating video and presentation for you to use as a reference and resource guide. Of course, you can always contact me to get more questions answered. All right, first things first. Let's get started before you fall asleep. The foundation to anything in my business is education. The more you know, the better off you're going to be. So the goal of this presentation is to break down the actual home buying process from beginning to end so that you can put yourself in the best position possible for when you do put an offer on a house, and the success rate of you getting that house of your dreams will be quite a bit higher than most other people. I'm going to go over 5 general steps of the home buying process: pre-approval, home search, offer negotiations, your offer is either accepted or declined, and then of course closing. So the very first step, and the most important step in my personal opinion, is the pre-approval phase. If you're not paying with cash, and which only a few people do, the very first step that you must do before even looking at one home is to contact a lender to get you pre-approved for a home loan. And I'm not saying anything about pre-qualified. Pre-qualified is kind of a joke in my opinion. You can go online, you can do it in 2 or 3 minutes. You can lie at the information, and it gives you this random number of what you're approved for. I don't approve of those, and I don't think they're actually worth anything. The biggest thing is you have to go to a reputable lender, which I've got numerous people that I would definitely pass off to you. And even if you are working with a lender, it doesn't hurt to shop around. So, let me know. I could get you in touch with a few other people that might get you better rates and better deals. Anyways, pre-approval. It's way more extensive than a pre-qualification. The lender actually will contact you, and they'll get W-2s, pay stubs, bank statements, etc., etc. And it's a lot more involved, but also it puts you in a much better position knowing where your finances are at, what you can approve, and where you actually feel comfortable when you decide to buy a house. So as you can tell, this step is normal, and it must be completed prior to looking at homes. I'm quite a bit of a stickler at that. You may be looking at homes that you can't afford, or you may think you can only afford a certain amount of home, but you can actually purchase a lot more than you really think. The 3 main primary financing options. The first one is the conventional loan, which is typically the stronger of the 3. The conventional loan does not require any mortgage insurance fees. There's less government obstacles, which is always a positive thing. You have to put down at least 5% when you finance your home. You can put as much as you want to, but at least 5%. And you must have outstanding credit. The next is an FHA loan, which is a government-backed loan, and mortgage insurance is usually required. You can have a higher debt-to-income ratio, and that means that you can have more debt to what you're making than typically a conventional loan. You need at least 3.5% down, and you must have reasonable credit. The last one is the VA loan, which is a Veteran Administration loan, or sometimes called a DVA, which is a Department of Veterans. And this one is dedicated solely to the military personnel. It does not require down payment, although you are able to put one down if you choose to do so. Mortgage insurance is not required, and you must qualify for a veteran status. And any of these 3 options, your lender is going to go over with you to kind of let you know what's best for you and what's going to put you in the best position. Today's current mortgage rates, who knows? Depends on when you see this video. The rates aren't uniform across the whole country. Each lender has different rates than the next person. The rates change hourly sometimes. So really, you have to contact your lender and find which rate's best for you. And like I said, they change like the weather. Structuring of the loan, typically your monthly mortgage payment's going to include private mortgage insurance if you don't have 20% down on your house. Property tax, you can either pay that twice a year, or most people just roll it into the mortgage payment and they break it down on a monthly basis. Homeowners insurance, any fees that were rolled into the financing, such as closing costs, and then your payment is usually divided amongst the principal and interest. And if you've ever had a loan before, the majority of your payments up front, you're paying your offer interest, and you don't really tackle your principal until later on. Some other home expenses that you should be aware of: the general upkeep of your home, changing filters, shingles, etc., general repairs. If you plan on doing any remodeling or redecorating, don't forget your utilities: cable, satellite, phone, garbage, water, all that stuff you got to pay. If you choose to get a security system, when you move into a house, you may want to get new furniture. That crappy college grade furniture that you have right now may not look so good in your new house, so you want to upgrade. Appliances: not every time you buy a house has appliances, or maybe the washer and dryer or the old were around when Theodore Roosevelt was president. So you want to get rid of those and get new ones. And of course, if you do live in Minnesota, you'll probably want a snowblower. That's going to be probably your number one investment, and also a good lawnmower. Number 2 is the home search phase, which most people call the fun phase. You actually get to go out and look at houses. I don't show houses to buyers that they can't afford, or they don't feel that that's even what they're looking for. In my mind, it's a waste of everyone's time. So really the goal is to find you a home. Look for homes that are in your price range, what you're pre-approved for, and what you really think that you can afford to pay for each month. I like to have the buyers, rattle off what are their 5 must-haves. You will not buy a house unless it has these 5 must-have things. And it could be anything. It could be location, city, school district, close to work. Are you looking for a single-family house, townhouse, 2-story, split level? Most people narrow down their searches by number of bedrooms and bathrooms. That could also be size. Are you looking for a master suite, large yard? The list goes on. Once you find some houses that you want, we book a showing. And showings are done through myself, the agent, and I reach out to the other side, which is the seller side, to get approval to look at houses. And once we get approval, we'll go look at houses and hopefully find that dream home for you. Number 3 is the offer negotiation phase. I am not going to detail what goes into the offer, because that's a whole nother video in itself, and I do have another video in for that. But of course, you put the offer in, we submit it to the seller's agent. The agent will present it to their sellers. The sellers can either decline it altogether, they can accept your offer, or they can counter offer. Usually we see a counter offer, and then it comes back to us, and we have the opportunity of saying we like your offer, or we hate your offer, or we want to counter. And counter offers are limitless. They can go on until the cows come home. I don't recommend that, although I've seen it happen. Of course, you have to put earnest money down, and earnest money is usually in the form of a check written out to the other side's brokerage, and I'll explain that at that time. But the earnest money isn't money you're going to lose. It's kind of a down payment right now, and is telling the sellers that you are serious and you do have money in your pocket to buy a house. You also want to factor in any repairs in the house when you write an offer. Appliances: does it have a washer and dryer? If not, you kind of want to factor that into your offer. Furniture: everything is negotiable in an offer. So if you like that TV set, or maybe that lovely candelabra, or the kids fell in love with the swing set, you know what? We ask for it in the offer, and the worst thing the sellers can say is no. We also set the closing date, and that's when you actually get the keys for your house, and the sellers have to be out. Contingencies: again, that's going to be kind of described more in the offer phase, but most offers are contingent upon an inspection, so that has to be completed within 5 business days of the offer accepted. Financing: that's where the bank says yes, you are approved for the house, or the house is good enough to finance. If you do need to sell a house before you buy this house, that offer will be contingent upon sale of another home, which in today's market is actually pretty weak and rarely accepted. 4, this is either your offer's accepted, hooray, or declined, sad. So if it is accepted, which ultimately that's what you want, once it's accepted, first of all, we have an inspection, which is in the first 5 days, and I'll detail inspections in a different video. But what the inspection is mainly looking at is the health and safety conditions of the house. We're not looking for, a squeaky window, door handle that doesn't work, ugly paint color. It's mostly for health and safety issues or problems over $500. You do pay for the inspection. Inspections range anywhere from, a couple $100 to up to $500, depending on what things you want inspected. You negotiate on any repairs. So if the inspector finds problems with the roof, the choices are either you can pay for it, see if the sellers will pay for it, maybe you want to split the costs. And that's also another part of the negotiation process. The inspectors really pay close attention to the roof, ceilings, any foundation issues, bad windows, water damage. They'll also look at appliances, washer, dryer, dishwasher, any jacuzzi tubs, furnace, AC, just to make sure things are in working order. Even in the winter, the inspectors are amazing. They move snow, they get on the roof if possible. And then, if things come up really bad in the inspection and the sellers aren't willing to do anything, don't fret. You're not stuck in the house. You are able to walk away if you feel that issues came up with the inspection that, hey, is not what you want. And then once the inspection clears, then it goes back to the bank. Your lender will have an appraisal done, which you pay for again, but that comes out of the closing costs, so you pay that at closing. And really what the bank is looking for is making sure the home value is appropriate to what you're getting a loan for. They don't want to put a $100,000 loan on a $10,000 house. It makes no sense. If it's declined, which is sad, there's two options. One is you put your big boy pants on and you decide to get back out there and find another house. Or you're more than welcome. We can resubmit a different offer, maybe with better terms, to see if the sellers want it. If you really like that house, hey, it's also a possibility. Good, the closing phase. This is the last phase pretty much of the buying process. This is where we meet at a table at somewhere, secret location where buyers and sellers come together and you sign all the paperwork and magically you get your keys and you are officially homeowners after you sign the paperwork. At this point, all your financing has gone through. The title company determined that your title is clear and it is actually nobody owes money against it. You officially get the deed to your house, so congratulations, you are a homeowner. The seller gets paid, so they get their money back, so their mortgage is paid off. And officially, you get to start paying mortgage on your new house. Usually mortgage payments don't start until the first month afterwards, but that kind of determines what time the closing is. And again, that's a good question for the lender. And also, this is the most important day for you because you actually possess the home. And you officially can start moving your crap in. You can't move anything in prior, so now you officially can move in. The homeowner should have everything out of the house. The house should be clean, and you are a homeowner. And of course, afterwards, everyone shakes hands. You're happy you got a house. The sellers are happy because they got paid, and then you get the magical key for your brand new home. And your home look like this. And of course, a nice little welcome home from everybody in the neighborhood. Now, today's current market conditions, it is a seller's market, meaning there's more buyers out there than there's homes for sale, which has driven up the price of the houses and the demand for homes. So if you're looking for steals of deals like you could 3, 4, 5 years ago, they're out there, but they're harder to find. That's the same thing that goes for investing opportunities. There are investment properties out there, but they're harder to find. It takes a good agent to find these and to kind of keep you on top of stuff. Lenders are stricter to who they lend money to. 10 years ago, if you had a heartbeat and a driver's license, they gave you a loan. That's not the case these days. You do have to have money in your bank, and you also have to have good credit, which is good for you and is also good for the economy. Home values have appreciated, and they continue to do so. And we don't see anything changing in that way. But then again, I'm not a fortune teller, so I can't tell what happens down the road. The rates are still ridiculously low. You can't, for a mortgage nowadays, it's really cheap. Back in the 70s, mortgages were 18%. So still get a really good bang for your buck on mortgages. Renting costs continue to go up. They usually go up anywhere from 1% to 3% every year. And that's just the way it is. So a lot of renters are looking at home ownership, which is driving the market. So there's more buyers and there's homes for sale. Foreclosures and short sales are still less attractive, only because you're buying an as-is property usually, and it takes longer to find. And a lot of times the foreclosures and short sales are in pretty rough shape. So this is where I ask you for your help. You know what? As a business person, my business grows by referrals. So if you know of anyone in the state of Minnesota that's looking to buy or sell real estate, I would love to help them out. We got a full-fledged team that would help you anywhere in the state. So maybe you got friends that are in sports, your intramural volleyball team, family, friends, work coworkers, people at church, anybody, you know, love to help them out. Again, if you got questions, hey, reach out, love to help you out. You can call me or text me, that's my cell phone. I do respond to text pretty regularly, and I don't mind it. And email, there it is, shoot me an email, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, if you got any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, happy home buying. We're here to help, and have a wonderful day.